That belongs in a museum.
Bodyguard is a reasonable outcome in that spot, so still demands an answer from Amnesiac, but Malygos is a solid answer, and now Amnesiac could have turned the corner in this game. Pavel with the tempo mage, they do not deal with a 4-12, no hard removal played in the deck, but I was just about to say, this is a decision that Pavel has made. Amnesiac does not play this card in his mage. This could be huge for Pavel.
The perfect answer to the Malygos. This is gonna blow Pavel, Amnesiac, sorry, out of the water. Oh, look at it. Oh my God.
The heartbreak on the face from Amnesia. I think he actually pulled at his own hair a little bit there. He was so frustrated, and
I don't blame him.
That is an absolute backbreaker for Amnesiac, but he, just like Pavel on the previous turn, he needs to make sure now, take a deep breath, refocus. That's in the past now. Continue to play this game. You are not out of this game. You are not out of this series. Continue to play correctly from here, and you can still come out of this game on top.
Has a hell of a lot of experience in tournament play. Let's see how he chooses to progress here. He can clear the board. Does go for the Emperor. Can I get the reduction on the Windrunner? But to be honest, he could have picked either at this point. Sylvanas is slightly more flexible based on the fact that Amnesiac isn't really going to have a big hand anytime soon to reduce.
Yeah, Sylvanas would be a little more flexible against, say, Firelands Portal #2, because you can't just Firelands Portal or Sylvanas.
Oh my God!
What did I say?
We should just choose what cards have it.
I mean, in the words of the late, great TJ Sanders, punished.
Oh, I mean, we would say Amnesiac needs to take a breath and recover from that polymorph. Can you recover from the second babbling book? Look how happy the book looks. I would want to cover that card on my screen if I was Amnesiac and just not want to look at it at all for the rest of this game. So guess what is going to happen? The Arcane Giant is going to die like an insect.
Is it though?
I'm feeling it.
You confident? Are you that confident in your read?
Yep.
All right.
Just because I'm committed now, it's going to go face, I can tell.
Does clear out the minion. Amnesiac in a fantastic, Amnesiac in a terrible spot. Pavel in a fantastic spot.
Definitely not a fantastic spot from these.
That was a 50-50, of course, but the face damage there, not irrelevant as well. You know, Pavel still has burn left in his deck that he can dig through. Both Feral Rages were used at that point, so pushing the damage to face with the Rag there would have been fine.
Of a lot of damage based on Cold Bloods and Stealth minions. Malygos Rogue takes a while to get cooking.
Yeah, much harder for this deck to just push through on tempo. They don't have that option to go for the Cold Blood Conceal Gambit, for example, that you see a lot of rogues doing in awkward situations, because those cards just aren't available to them in their deck. They do have to kind of push through to their eventual win condition more consistently. It's a more linear game plan a lot of the time, just with the quality mid-range minions that they have available to them backing that up. So Pavel knows he's not going to get out of this game quickly, and Amnesiac will know that as well, which will give him solace, because he will still feel like he's going to have time to play through all these power cards in his hand.
Yeah, and if it's something you want as the Druid player in general, it's just more time. A lot of the time, you actually just draw most of your deck and end the game through that. Both players pretty much looking for that game plan overall, and there's Ragnaros in Amnesiac's hand. That guy has a lot to answer for. He's joining the Heroes of the Storm squad as one of the new characters, and he thinks he's, he thinks he's everything now. Been involved in almost every game, and okay. That is a huge backstab. And now I just like the coin shiv.
I mean,
shiv him in the face.
It's not as readily apparent as it seems, because that coin is a phenomenal card in Pavel's hand right now. He has an Auctioneer and a Van Cleef that both want to use that coin. It would be a very disciplined move to hold this back, but I think this is right. I think Pavel has actually seen the line here. I'd commend his patience in this situation. I think that coin is more useful in his hand than just 6 damage to face. But Pavel is just picking up damage in this situation, so he might just decide that it's time to flick the switch here and just race this with minions, although the Eviscerate does give him the Ragnaros answer that he needs as well.
Yeah, it looks like he might actually go for the face tank. I like this.
Face tank coin Edwin.
Yeah, I like it. I was going to say there is the option to coin shiv to do it, but then you develop no minions and you're just going to basically hand Amnesiac a free turn to some extent. So I like this one. Van Cleef is going to come down as an 8-8, and a lot of the time there's only really mulch that is an answer, unless you can play Sylvanas.
And I've spoken multiple times this series about what a great hand reader Amnesiac is, but you do not need to be a great hand reader to put Pavel on no sap right now, based on that turn that you saw from Pavel coming out. So the Sylvanas almost guaranteed to get his work done here.
Gadgetzan prep sap. I can see it now.
You're a dreamer, Alex.
I mean, it might just be the line he has to go for here.
I mean, you can actually double your draws by Sinister striking first, and then you can hit sap off this draw or off the draw from the preparation. That appears to be what Pavel is going for here. If he doesn't get it, looks like a sap!
Called it! The sap, and Amnesiac is not happy, and understandably so. Just again, when he needed it.
Remember, and I say this with the greatest of love, you would not have got that sap with the play that first came into your mind.
Yeah, of course.
You had to stop and think about it, realize that playing the Sinister Strike doubled your outs, and this is exactly what I've been talking about from Pavel the whole time.
It's going to be almost impossible task from Amnesiac at this point. That sap was simply crippling.
Chill Wind Yeti in 2016. This 4-5 on the board might just end up sealing the game for him. That Forbidden Ancient that he picked up to try and spend a huge amount of mana on does end up coming down as a 5-5 to contest. Pavel is looking at 6 damage right now. He's going to go Auctioneer here. Second sap going to come out. He's just going to dig. Backstab picked up. He's just going for minion presence right now.
And look at this for next turn. He has Shiv, Fan of Knives for guaranteed card draw, regardless of whether the Auctioneer lives. Amnesiac has to clear this board. Swipe is going to help.
It just isn't.
This is not enough.
It just isn't.
No,
he gets himself to 6. I cannot believe my eyes. At one point I said Young Savage was already written on the trophy, but Pavel had other ideas. Shiv to the face, dagger to the face, from 0-3 to 4-3.
He's doing it again.
Twice in the course of 1 week. Pavel takes up the win for EU. I cannot believe what we're seeing.
No, meaning absolutely incredible series. Amnesiac off to a fantastic start, but Pavel did not want to go down easily, and from